I got that right. Yeah, so I got a few algebra word problems for today. And I thought we could work through these. And if you have any questions, just post them in the chat. And I got my Chromebook here to see if there's anything going on in the chat. 4 minutes till it starts. So I think I'll just go ahead and try and do this problem on your own. Make sure you have paper and pencil out in front of you. And if you do, try and solve this problem, and then we'll go through it together. I'll just give it a minute or two while you're trying to solve this ASVAB arithmetic reasoning problem. Okay, the way I would solve this is I always mark up the problem. If you're on the computer, you're taking notes on it. A jacket costs $45 more than a shirt. If the jacket and shirt together cost $105, how much does the shirt cost? Well, so I have the price of the jacket and the price of the shirt. I don't know what that is, but I know the price of the jacket is whatever the shirt is plus 45 bucks. The price of the shirt is just S. The jacket and the shirt together equal 105. So that means I have S plus S, 2S plus 45 equals that 105. I'm going to subtract 45 from both sides to get 2S is equal to 60. This is an S. Divide both sides by 2, and S is equal to 30. Let me just double check this. How much does the shirt cost? The shirt costs $30. The jacket would be 45 more than that, which would be 75. So this would be 75. This would be 30. Together they equal 105, and the jacket is 45 more than the shirt. Yeah, that's a good one there. I'll go ahead and move on to another problem. Again, I'll pause the video right here. Let you do this problem first, and then I'll give you a few minutes to do that, and then I'll come in and do the problem. Again, you have to have paper and pencil out. So I'm going to just kind of break this problem down. A recipe requires 3 cups of flour for every 2 cups of sugar. So that's going to be a ratio. I have 3 cups of flour to 2 cups of sugar. If a baker uses 9 cups of flour, so that means it has to be in the same numerator, 9 cups of flour. How much sugar does he use? So I have a ratio equal to a ratio. That's a proportion. I could cross multiply. This is my unknown. I could call it a question mark. I could call it x. I could say 3x equals 18. The other way I could do it too is say 3 times what equals 9. 3 times 3 equals 9. If I multiply this by 3, I have to multiply this by 3 as well. 2 times 3 is equal to 6. And then we just double check what we're looking for. How many cups of sugar? Well, there are 6 cups of sugar required. Correct answer, answer C right there. See if you get that one right. I'm not seeing any comments pop up to see if everybody got it right or not. I might have gone live a little too early. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Oh, let me hit refresh on this. I think I'm live, but I think I'm doing something wrong. I'm not getting my comments. I'm not sure why I'm not getting the comments up on the Chromebooks. So I think for this live session, I'm just going to keep working through these word problems. I'd have paper and pencil out in front of you. And then we'll see how we go. So that's number 2. Let's move on to number 3 right here. Try and do this problem before I do it. And then we'll do it together. So this is a rate problem. Again, the key here is we're converting these sentences into pictures somehow, marking up the keywords. A car travels at an average speed of 60 miles per hour. How long will it take to travel 210 miles? So I'm saying 60 miles per hour times time, which is going to be in hours, is going to equal my distance of 210 miles. So I can see here hours are going to cancel, and that's going to give me my time. So I'm saying 60 times how many hours equal 210? I could divide both sides by 60. Those will cancel. And then I have to do 210 divided by 60. It's going to go in there 3 times to give me 180. 210 minus 180 is 30. This is a fraction. This is my remainder. 30 60ths. That'll reduce to a half. So it is 3.5 hours. Correct answer, answer A right here. Okay, let me close that up. Move on to the next one. Number 4, I'll give you a minute to do this one before I do it. This one's actually a little tricky. I think I'm going live here. I think hopefully my sound's good. All right, so here's another word problem right here. Make sure you've marked it up, convert it into an equation, solve the equation, check the answer. After a 20% discount, I'm going to convert that right now to a decimal point 2. A book costs $16. What's the original price of the book? So the original price of the book, I'm going to call X. It is 20% off, 0.2 down. So if I do 1 minus 0.2, it's going to give me 0.8. So if I take the original price times my 0.8 is going to equal my sale price of 16. Let me just go through that one more time, make sure I did that correctly. A 20% discount, a book costs $16. So that's going to be the price after the discount. What was the original price of the book? X is the original price of the book times 80%, or 0.8, gives me 16. I'm going to divide both sides by 0.8. These are going to cancel. That gives me X by itself. I have to do 16 over 0.8. So what I'm saying there is I am saying 16 divided by 0.8. To divide those fractions, I need decimals. I got to move this over 1. Decimals here, I'm going to move it over 1 to give me 160. 8 goes into 16 2 times. 16, 0, 0, goes in there 0. So $20 is my answer. Correct answer, answer A. And what I'm saying here is $20 is my original price, 20% off, 2 times 2 is 4. So $4 off, it'll now cost $16. So I could see I did that one correctly. Okay, problem number 5 here. Give you a second to do this. While you're doing that, I'll see if I can figure this out, why this thing isn't working for me. There we go. I got it. Oh, Lord, there are a lot of comments here. It's fantastic. Thanks for all your support. Okay, hopefully you had a minute to do this problems here. This is a pretty hard problem. Maybe, I don't know if you need a little bit longer time than that. I'm going to break this sentence down. I'm going to try and create an equation out of it, and then see if I could solve that equation and make sure I am answering what I was asked to answer. So we're looking for how old Lisa is now. Mark, so I got Mark, is 10 years older than his sister Lisa. Those are my two variables, Mark and Lisa. I don't know how old Lisa is, so I am going to call Lisa L, my variable, my unknown. I don't know how old Lisa is. And then Mark is 10 years older than her. So whatever she is, Mark is Lisa plus 10, and this is now. In 5 years' time, so in 5 years' time, the sum of their ages will be 40. Well, let's figure out how old Mark is in 5 years' time. Well, if he's L plus 10 now, in 5 years, he will be L plus 15, and Lisa will be L plus 5. So right now, Lisa's 10 years younger than Mark, or Mark is Lisa's age plus 10. In 5 years, it'll be Lisa's age plus 15, and Lisa will be L plus 5. Together, the sum of their ages will be 40. That's in the 5 years. So I got to take that one plus that one. L plus L is 2L. 15 plus 5 is 20. In 5 years, the sum of their ages right here will be equal to 40. Solving for L, I'm going to subtract 20 from both sides. 2L is going to equal 20. Divide both sides by 2. And L is going to equal 10. How old is Lisa now? Well, that 10 goes in right here for Lisa. L is equal to 10. And that is now. So right now, Lisa is 10. Correct answer, answer D. Did you get that one right? Let me see in the comments for getting those right. I think so. Maybe hit this. Should be alive. And if you have any questions at all, just post them right in there and I'll go over them. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, some of you got it right. All right, moving on. Let's try another one. Paper and pencil out. Number 6 right here. Again, I'll give you a minute to do this. And then after I give you a few minutes to do this, we'll go ahead and do it together. Sorry about that. Just back that screen up. Hopefully that's working. Oh no, is that? Yeah. On that vertical format. Hopefully you can see that full screen now. Back up again. These lives are a little new for me. I'm trying to get it figured out, but it looks like people are in there doing these. Can't see the 6 slightly. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can figure this out. I think I'll do this one 2 ways, see if you did it correctly. See some answers down there. The sum of 2 consecutive odd integers. I don't know what they are, but I know if they're odd, they're going to be 2 units apart. So 1 is x, 1 is x plus 2. As an example, if this were 3, this would be 5. 2 consecutive odd integers. That's really the key word. The sum of these together is equal to 36. X plus x is 2x plus 2 equals 36. Subtract 2 from both sides. 2x is equal to 34. Divide both sides by 2 to get 17. Then here's the key. What is a smaller integer? It is, my smaller one will be x, which is 17. Correct answer, answer B right there. I saw a lot of that in the chat. Great job on that one. I won't talk that one through anymore. Another way to do that without the algebra, if you wanted to do it, is if this is 19, the next integer would be 21. 21 and 19 is not equal to 36, so I know it's not that. 17, 2 more than that, the next odd integer would be 19. 17 and 19 is 36, correct answer. So I could solve it also through a process of elimination using those answers as well, which is a good way to do this one. Okay, let's move on here to another one. This is actually kind of a hard one right here. I'll go ahead and give you a couple minutes to do this problem. Yeah, this one's a little tricky. Well, that's a good answer right there. I mean, I won't give it away. So there's a couple ways to do this. A worker A can paint a fence in 4 hours. So that is one fence in 4 hours. So one fence in 4 hours. Worker B can paint the same fence in 6 hours. So worker B can paint the same fence in 6 hours. If they work together, how long will it take them to paint the fence? Before I even start, let me glance over at my answers. Well, if the guy by himself could do it in 4 hours, with help, it's got to be a lot faster. So I know it can't be that and it can't be that. If I was running out of time and I had a guess, I could guess between those two. I'm actually adding fractions together. So let's go ahead and do that. The way I add fractions, common denominator, what number will go into both? What number will 4 and 6 go into? 4, 8, 12. 12 is the bottom one. So I'm going to multiply this by 3 over 3 to give me 3 twelfths. Multiply this by 2 over 2 to give me 2 twelfths. Add those together to get 5 twelfths. And then together they're at 5 twelfths. So that is one fence over 5 twelfths. So it's really saying 1 over 5 twelfths, which is saying 1 divided by 5 twelfths, right? This is 1 divided by 5 twelfths. I multiply. The way I divide is I multiply by the reciprocal, so 1 times 12 over 5. That's a fraction. I think of it falling over. 5 goes into 12 2 times to give me 10. And 2 fifths is my remainder. So the only one with 2 up there is C. 2 fifths is 0.4. So the correct answer is answer C right there. Daly got that right? Oh, good. Yeah, it's a ratio proportion problem. That is correct. Yep. Oh, good. All right, let's move on to the next one. Number 8 right here. I'll give you a minute to do this one. All right, hopefully you're working on this. The length of a rectangle is 5 more. Let me draw that out. I have a rectangle. The length of the rectangle is 5 more than its width. I don't know what the width is, so I'm going to call it W. So this is W. The length is the same as this, plus 5 more. Well, if this is W, this is W. This is W plus 5. This is W plus 5. The perimeter, I need to know what that word is. Perimeter is the length all the way around the outside. So I'm going to add those 4 sides together. 4 W's plus 5 is equal to the perimeter of 50. So 4W plus 10 equals 50. I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. 4W equals 40. Divide both sides by 4, and W equals 10. I'm not just going to go over there and circle B. I'm going to read what I'm looking for. What is the length of the rectangle? Well, if the width is 10, the length is 10 plus 5, 15. So the correct answer is answer A. That is a natural distractor there. That's a tricky one. Easy to circle at 10, but the correct answer is 15. Here we go. Daly got it. Yeah, that's really like a reading comprehension one. It's easy to solve for that 10 and go right to it, but you got to double check what it is they were asking for. All right, I think I have 2 more on here. And then if there are no questions, I'll wrap it up, maybe closer to 4:30 here. 15, good. Okay, need another minute, pretty long paragraph. I'll go ahead and do this. A technician charges a flat fee of $50 and $30 per hour for repairs. So that's a rate. If a customer has a budget of at most $200, what is the maximum number of hours the technician can work? So this is, what I don't know is the number of hours. I'll call that T. I know it is 30T plus 50 has to be less than the amount the money has or equal to. So I think I'll just set it equal to 200. I'll subtract 50 from both sides. 30T equals 150. Divide both sides by 30, and T is equal to 5. Then I'm going to double check that I'm doing the right question. What is the maximum number of full hours the technician can work? So the correct answer is 5. See where we got that one? Right there, I have my Chromebook out reading the comments. There we go. Remy Vasquez got that one right. ID got that one right. Oh, there's a good comment right there from Remy Vasquez. Took my PCAT today. Similar problem on it. All right. So let's jump down to the last problem here, number 10. I'll give you a few minutes to do this one. This is a pretty hard one. You could do a lot of these mentally, and if you are, that's great. You certainly make a lot less mistakes when you do paper and pencil. The other thing, too, is as they get harder and you feel like you spent enough time on this because it's a time test, you move forward. If you have some pretty good notes, you could go back to those notes and take off right where you left off, if that makes some sense there. I'll give you a couple more minutes on this. A lot of questions there about what's the PCAT and the AFOQT, the ASVAB. So to place in the military, you need to take a standard military placement exam. There are a lot of categories on that placement exam: science, mechanics, spatial reasoning, word knowledge. But two of the hardest ones and the ones people need the most help on are the two math sections. They are both mathematical knowledge, which kind of tests your, how well you kind of did in school, how well you know equations, how well you know the rules of algebra, that kind of stuff. And then the second math section is arithmetic reasoning, where you're kind of given a sentence like this and you have to reason your way through it. You could do it with algebra or just kind of a reasoning mindset. Either way it'll work. And that's kind of what this channel, this channel is about, helping you do the best you can on any standardized math exam. So that's what we're doing here. I have this book right here out, Math Test Success, ASVAB Algebra. You get it on Amazon. On that book right there, I have 25 videos that work your way through the 25 chapters. You got to practice to get good at anything, so that book helps you practice, and then I kind of walk through it with you. I'm currently in the process of making 5 videos for the 5 parts, so they're going to be a lot longer videos, but it'll just be 5 videos to walk you through that book. All right, looks like we got some answers here. This is a tricky one. Let's see if we can figure it out. I think I'm going to do this one algebraically first, and then see a second way to figure it out without algebra. So a jar contains 45 coins. That's the number of coins I have. They are only nickels and dimes, so I have nickels and dimes. If the total value of the coin is 325, I'm just going to turn everything into cents. So I'm going to make this 325 cents. How many dimes are in the jar? Well, I know the total number of nickels and dimes together is equal to 45. Then I know that a nickel is 5 cents, a dime is 10 cents. So 5 times the number of nickels plus 10 times the number of dimes is equal to 325 cents. The reason why I turn that to 325 is I'm not doing 0.05 of a dollar here, I'm doing cents. This is cents, so this should be cents. Hopefully that makes sense. 2 equations, 2 variables, a lot of ways to do this. I think I'm just going to take this equation, isolate my variable n. So I'm going to subtract d from both sides. And I can see that n is equal to 45 minus d. Have that value for n. I'm going to take it and plug it in right there. So I have 5 times n, 45 minus d, plus 10d equals 325. A lot of ways to do this. This is just one way. I have 5 times 45. That's going to be 225. 225 minus 5d plus 10d equals 325. What I want to do here is combine similar terms. Negative 5d and 10d is positive 5d. 325 minus 225 is 100. Divide both sides by 5, and d is equal to 20. What's the question asking? How many dimes are in the jar? How many dimes are in the jar? Well, how many dimes are in the jar? Correct answer, answer A, which is 20. Let's double check and see if that works. If I have 20 dimes, so 20 would be here, that would give me 200 cents. If I had 20 dimes, I would have 25 nickels, which would be 125 cents. And that would give me the 325. So I can see that's the correct answer right there. The other way I could do this problem, if I don't want to do algebra, it is double variable algebra, meaning I need 2 equations, pretty hard. How many dimes are in the jar? So these are my answers, right? So this is the number of dimes they're saying. Well, I could figure out how many nickels I would need so that dimes plus nickels would equal 45. So I'm looking for this to equal 45. So that means this would have to be 25. And then I could do dimes 200 times 125 does equal that 325. That's the correct answer. I could eliminate these. If this is 15, I have to get to 45. Well, 15 to 45 coins would be 30. This would be 15 times 10, $1.50. 30 times 10, $1.50. That is not equal to 325, so that couldn't be the answer. If this is 30, this would have to be 15 to give me that 45. 30 times 10, 300. 300 and 5 times 15, 375, not 325. And this is kind of how I could do it through a process of elimination if I didn't want to do all of that algebra right there. 25 times the 10 would give me 250 plus 5 times 20, $1, 250 and $1, 350, not 325. So I could eliminate all those answers. Obviously, when I go to eliminate answers, as soon as I get the right one, I'm done. But I was showing you if it was an A, how you could work your way down there. You want to start at the top, work your way down. You probably only 25% of the time will you have to go all the way to the fourth answer. Right, so those are the 10 problems I had right there. Let me see. Any questions? Anything you want me to go over? We could start wrapping it up, I guess. There are no questions. Name of the book is, so the channel's Colfax Math. The book is Math Test Success, ASVAB Algebra, and it's on Amazon. Yeah, it's kind of a workbook. You kind of work your way through it. The nice thing about it is there's a corresponding video. So I work my way through it in the videos. Where am I from? I'm from the west coast of the U.S., California. What's up, Bruce? All right, I don't really see any questions here. I don't really know how this live's going to go, but my idea is kind of a question and answer opportunity for you to study your math. And then I'll also have problems set up to do that if there are no questions. All right, well, before we go, day after Veterans Day, giant shout out to all of our veterans, fought and died for all the freedoms we enjoy. It's always important to spend a moment thinking about that. And all of you going into the service, I really appreciate, we all do, whether we say it enough or not, we all appreciate your service. And with that said, I'll sign off. Thank you. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for watching. I guess you got to say it. Go ahead and subscribe if this content is helpful for you. Thank you.